Welcome back everyone to our stretch and release classes. It is the 11th of October today, almost the end of our lockdown here in Melbourne. I'm going to run you through a few of my favourite exercises or stretches this week. I'm sure you probably know what most of them are after being in a few classes with me, but today we're going to start standing up and we'll start with some roll downs. So finding some space around you, standing up nice and straight. Hands by your sides or onto your thighs. We'll tuck your chin in towards your chest. We're going to roll down, almost like you're going to touch your toes, and then rolling back up. With this movement, it's just a tuck and a slow roll this way. You don't want to press those hips back too far, trying to keep the lower limb nice and straight. So we'll go for 8 of these ones. Tucking in, rolling down. If this one's a bit tender on your knees, sort of soften them a little and still continue that roll. We'll go breathing in on the way down. And then out on the way up. So one more here. And finish. From here, bring those legs a little bit further apart. You're going to go for a windmill position. So body nice and straight, a little bit of a softening in the legs so you're not hyperextending. We're going to bring your right hand towards your left foot like you're twisting up into the air. You can look with your head and follow that top hand, and then back into the middle. Twisting, either looking towards the opposite side or looking up at the hand, and back in the middle. Trying to stay in this nice 90-degree angle, twisting, and then the other way. I'm going to go for 3 more of these on each side. Stay in that bend. Go for a twist. 1. 2. And 3. Staying in this position here, maybe bringing those legs a little bit wider. We're going to come into a side lunge here. So stretching on the inside of the thigh, trying to keep your knee over your toe, over your hip of the leg that you're leaning onto. And then coming out. We'll go to the other side. Nice big stretch through this inner thigh. And back out. We're going to go for 5 more of these on each side. Holding them if you feel like it's particularly tender. And if you like, you can twist that body back and forwards depending on where you feel like you need it. Beautiful. So moving on from the standing position, we'll come down onto all fours. On our hands and knees here, we're going to do some cat camels or cat cows. And the same exercise, just different names. So, pressing that chest in towards the floor, arching that leg up as you come down. You can look up with your head if you like. And then we're going to arch the other way. So head down, pressing up through that middle back, using those upper ribs, and then back down. As you come up, you want to breathe in and out on the way down. Really trying to use that lower abdominal to get that arch in the low back, and upper abdominals to arch up. We'll go for 10 more of these ones. Five to go. And last little one. Beautiful. While we're here, just shuffle those legs out a little bit further. Bring the heels of your feet together. We're going to do a happy dog. So staying in that nice 4-point position, we're going to twist our hips towards one side and then twisting the hips back towards the other. Just like we're rotating as if you've got a tail and it's going to do a big wag. Nice and slowly back and forwards. With this one here, you can rock a bit further back and do the same thing. And then rocking forwards. And doing the same thing here, side to side. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. But we'll go for 5 more each side here. Awesome. From here, we're going to bring our feet back at hip width. We're going to press back into our hips, into the child's pose. Stretching those arms nice and forwards. A few deep breaths in and out, holding this position. And coming back out. Just rocking back and forwards here, giving that low back a nice stretch. Reaching those fingertips as far as you can towards the end of your mat. And dropping the head if you feel comfortable with it. Awesome. We'll go for one more in this position. And back. Now, placing one hand over the top of the other, staying in the same position here, we're going to rock back. And really stretch those fingers out towards one corner of the mat without lifting them off. Should feel a nice stretch through one side of your body here. And coming back out. And going again. And then onto the other side. One hand on top of the other. Stretch and back. Feeling a nice pull through this side. Back out. For one more time here. And coming out of this one. Okay. While we're staying on hands and feet here, we're going to bring one knee underneath here, like it's crossed in front of you, bringing that back leg a bit further back, and then pressing your hip down towards the floor. Should be a nice stretch through that left side of your hip and a little bit through your hip flexor. Now hold that for a little bit. And coming back up. So you can rock back and forwards into this one if you like, or you can stay in the one position. We'll rotate our leg, so bringing it up in front of you, twisting it underneath, and pressing back. You might feel it more strongly in one side than the other, and that's normal as well. And out of it, shake it off a little bit, and relaxing a bit further into it. And release. While we're on the floor here, having one leg forward and one leg back, hands on the hips, we're just going to press our hips forwards into this. Should feel a bit of a stretch through the front of the hips here. Might be a little bit through your shin as well. Stretching in. We'll stay here for 10 breaths. Rocking back and forwards if need be, feels a bit crampy. Even putting a pillow under that knee can be really helpful. And we'll flip our sides over. Still one leg forward, one leg back. Leaning in through this front hip here. Should feel a bit of a stretch to that opposite hip. And release. Good job. Okay, coming onto our backs here. We're going to go rocking these hips side to side. If you've got the space, arms out to the side, but rocking your hips side to side. Feeling a little bit of that stretch through the low back. Happy through the front of the hips as well. Go for about 6 on each side here. And 6. While we're in this position, you want to straighten one leg out, keep the other one a bit bent. And we're going to rotate over the top as far as is comfortable for you. And holding it here just for a few breaths. And then rolling back over. Change the leg. Straightening out the opposite one, keeping the opposite one bent. Rotating as far as you can, reaching out with your opposite arm. And back to the middle. You're going to do this twice more on each side. So bending the opposite knee over, rotating away. If you'd like to, you can add some extra pressure through that knee to help it roll, or extra pressure through that chest to twist you back the opposite way. Whatever feels right for your body. Coming back, rotating the opposite way. You might feel some clicking and some popping in the low back here, and that's normal, as long as it's not painful. And then one more time each side here. And opposite way. While we're staying in this position, keep those knees nice and bent. We're going to a few bridges. So rolling your hips towards your head, squashing that loose back into the floor, lifting those hips up into the air and coming down the same way. So starting at the top, really focusing on the roll. Roll down, rolling back towards your head, and slowly lifting up. So as we come up, we want a nice deep breath in. And on the way down, nice deep breath out. Really trying to articulate every single vertebrae as we go with this one, not just having this big grip. Nice and slowly up and down. We'll go for 3 more of these ones. Two. And 3. Beautiful. A few more we'll do here. One's called a cobra. So lying onto your belly. For this one, we're going to use our hands to do the lifting, not the low back. So hands by your sides here, pressing down into the floor. And use your hands to stretch up as far as you're comfortable. And then pressing down. Should be a nice stretch through the front of your abs here, possibly a little through that low back. If it feels a little bit niggly, you can only go half range, that's okay as well. So pressing down with your hands, breathing in, going up into this pose, breathing out, in, and out to come back down. We'll do 3 more here. So breathing in, nice lift, breathing out, in, and out on the way down. Single inhale. And last one. And while we're standing on the floor here, make a nice little diamond shape with your hands in front of you, similar to this. Forehead onto the pillow, or onto the triangle, sorry. And from here, we're just going to press our neck up into the air, squeezing our shoulder blades together, and coming back down. So you don't want to be looking up here, keeping the head straight down, feeling a bit of a stretch to the back of your neck. So, triangle position, head down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, press the elbows into the floor, and stretching out. Breathing in on the way in, and on the way down. We'll go for 5 more here. Two more here. And 2. Okay, last little one. Sitting down if we can, both with our feet together. And we're just going to stretch forwards into here, really feeling that stretch into your hips. Taking a few breaths. And rolling back up. Going again, stretching down in front of you. And rolling back up. Beautiful. While we're here, bringing those legs a little bit further than hip distance apart. Hands behind you. We're going to rotate those hips. If you can get both the feet to the floor, that's awesome. And then twisting the opposite way. So try and keep your feet planted firmly on the floor here. And just rotating those knees either side. We'll go for 3 more here. 1. 2. 3. Awesome. Thanks for coming along to our stretch and release session today. Hopefully I'll see you all next week.